Hi, welcome to Live Your Dream Podcast, episode 28, The Person Who Changed My Life. I'm your host, Selena Lee. For those of you looking for guidance on how to find happiness and fulfillment in your career, I put together a guide to the 3 steps to finding true career fulfillment. In this guide, I share the 3 common themes of the people who have achieved incredible amount of success. And if you find what that is for you, I can guarantee that you'll not only have a very successful career, but also a very fulfilling life. So if you want to read about it, you can download it by clicking on today's show notes on your podcast app or on my website, selinalee.co. That is CELINALEE.co. As you know, my podcast is a labor of love, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into creating each episode every week. But I do it in the hopes that it will be helpful to you. Because I record these episodes mostly alone or with the guests that I'm interviewing, I don't know what you think about the show unless I hear from you. If you can let me know your thoughts about my podcast by writing me a review, that would be a huge, huge help. If you enjoy listening to any of my episodes, I would really appreciate it if you can take just a few minutes to give me a rating and write me a review. It's really easy to do it on iTunes. And today I want to read you a review that totally made my day today. Jay Cho wrote, "Love your May episodes. Selena, thanks for this personal episode about your experience. As someone who did transition to ESL as 7th grade myself, the episode about bilingualism really resonated with me. And your book, community, and podcast are so inspiring. Thanks for putting things in a different frame for people to change perceptions and to grow further." Wow, thank you so much for this amazing review. You have no idea how happy that made me feel and how much it meant to me. Sharing my personal story is not easy, but I do it in the hopes that it will be helpful to you, and I'm so glad that it was. The episode mentioned in this review is my last episode, episode 27, when I talked about how I grew up in both California and in Korea, and how growing up to become bilingual and bicultural made a profound impact on who I am today. I share the story about how I was born in LA and moved with my parents to Seoul, Korea when I was 3 years old, and came back to Southern California 10 years later. I learned English and adjusted to the American culture as a 7th grader. And of course, as a middle school student, all I wanted to do was fit in, but other kids made sure that I knew that I was different. I was constantly bullied at school, and it was one of the most difficult experiences of my life. And today, I want to tell you a story about a person who changed my life during this very painful time. When I was getting bullied at school, I dreaded the times other kids liked the most, like the lunch hour and PE class where we had to socialize. And I gladly would have taken 5 math classes instead of 1 PE class. Yes, this is true. And when the PE teacher used the very cruel method of having students pick their own team members, I was always the last one remaining unpicked, standing alone all by myself. And as everyone observed my shame, all I wanted to do was run away, curl up, and hide. I thought that if I can just speak English as well as these other American kids, maybe they'll stop making fun of me. And I studied English as if my life depended on it because I thought it was the only way out of this misery. 5 months later, I passed an exam to get out of ESL, English as a second language class, where I had very much felt like a second-class citizen being in it, and started 8th grade in a regular English class. And then I had to do all the readings and all the homework and keep up with the class assignments and exams with all the other American kids. But I had been learning the language for only about 5 months by then, so of course it was incredibly difficult. The homework load was absolutely overwhelming. Every day we had to read 10 pages of a book, but it would take me 1 hour per page, so total 10 hours just to look up all the words I didn't know. And of course, I had homework for other classes too. So one morning, I went to see Mr. David Weiss, my 8th grade English teacher. I told him how much I was struggling and that it was just impossible for me to finish all the homework. Instead of giving me less homework like I had hoped, he just listened to me with patience. Then he looked into my eyes and with confidence he said, "Selena, you can do this." A few days later, Mr. Weiss gave us an essay assignment and told us to write a short story on any topic we wanted to write about. I wrote about a girl who was shy and lonely and didn't really have any friends, but later grows up to become a successful person and then helps a lot of people. I was basically writing about me and who I wanted to be when I grew up. Several days later, Mr. Weiss finished grading our essay assignments, and then he said to the class, "We have a wonderful writer in our class. Selena, why don't you read your essay out loud for everyone?" I was so surprised because he has never done that before, never had any students read their essays out loud in front of everyone. And after I finished reading, he said, "You should all learn to be a great writer like Selena." A big round of applause. And many of the bullies were in the class and they were forced to clap for me. After that day, school wasn't so bad anymore. His belief in me changed the way others saw me and also changed how I saw myself and reinforced my belief that I can achieve my dream. I grew up and realized my childhood dream of writing a book, all because one teacher believed in me when nobody did. He lifted me up and held me up like a champion when everybody else put me down. It takes just one encouragement at a critical moment to make all the difference in a person's life. I wanted to share this story with you because May 15th is Teachers' Day in Korea. It's actually a big day where the teachers are honored for their very hard and meaningful work. And also, not many people may know about this, but last week was Teachers Appreciation Week here in the US. I can honestly say my 8th grade English teacher, Mr. Weiss, changed my life because without his encouragement, I would not be where I am today. I tried looking for Mr. Weiss and visited my middle school, but I couldn't find him. But I hope he knows the shy girl who was struggling to learn English had gone to achieve her childhood dream of writing a book, became a lawyer, and now has a podcast in English and shares inspirational stories with people from all over the world. So if you have a teacher you're grateful to, why not contact him or her and say thank you? One of my goals in life is to say thank you before it is too late. Okay, so I hope what I've shared with you today was helpful to you. And if you're looking for guidance on how to find happiness and fulfillment in your career, I put together a guide to the 3 steps of finding true career fulfillment, and you can download it by clicking on today's show notes on your podcast app or on my website, selenale.co. That is CELINALE.co. And please subscribe on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And while you're at it, I would really appreciate it if you can please write me a review. It'll really help me to spread the word and get discovered by new listeners. For questions about my coaching or to reach out to me with any thoughts or questions about my podcast, you can also visit my website at selenale.co, and I look forward to hearing from you. So thank you so much, and I'll be back soon with another episode. I hope you have a great week.